Excellent. That one's from Springfield. I better get that story about the mother and crack. Yeah, I will in a minute. Let's go back to the phones instead. 1-800-636-8686. Mike in Kansas City. Hey, Mike. Nice to have you. What's up?
What's going on, Jim? I just want to tell you that was a great interview with Priest Holmes. And if you've ever met the guy, he's one of the greatest guys you'll ever meet. One thing I do want to know is what's this absolute occult fascination with Chicago and St. Louis? They're both toxic dumps in the Midwest, and the only thing that both these cities are known for is crime, crack, and having more black people than a Tarzan flick.
I mean, are you freaking kidding me? Are you absolutely out of your freaking head? Hey, don't call the show ever again. I don't need that crap on my radio show. What the hell is the matter with you? First Ray from KC and then that guy. I'm going to tell you something right now. And I'm not saying this for effect. Keep that garbage off of my radio show. Do not bring that crap to me. I don't want to hear it. I don't know why you think that I think that's okay. I don't know why you would think that I condone that. I don't know why you think I think that's funny, but I don't. Take that garbage somewhere else. Do not bring that crap to me. I work too hard and I care too much about this show for you to bring me down. Nobody wants to hear it. It's not funny. Get that garbage out of here. Next, let's go to Mike in Providence. Mike, how you doing, Mike?
Not bad, Romy. Greetings from the land of the Chowd. Long sabbatical from the jungle, but fear not, clones. I am back talking smack with the best of them. Rome, I do have to say something about Priest Holmes, though. Hey, he's a nice guy and everything, but I guarantee you that the Patriots' defensive line is going to make him their personal bitches on Monday night coming up in the season. And also, Rome, what is the deal with Dale Swem, coach at the third base, bringing everybody home like he thinks they're Ricky freaking Henderson? I think they've run into like 13 outs in the base pass in the last 2 weeks. I think someone needs to put a pistol in the back of his head and just say, let him stay home, Big Papi, let him stay home. Rome, I just have one big favor to ask you. Take Chicago and Kansas City out of your lineup because I can tell you two things. They ain't going to be in the World Series. It's going to be Boston, and it's going to be some other team that we're going to make our willing bitches. And I'm telling you right now, Rome, War Providence tour stop. We need you here. We want you here. And that's all I got, Romy. I'm out.
Yeah, Boston is another one of those teams. In fact, they remind me of Chicago a little bit in the sense that you don't want to run into them in a short series, not with their pitching. But they're a team that had trouble holding onto the baseball, catching it and throwing it. And when you get right down to it, Red Sox fan, I think you know this. You're knowledgeable enough to know this. You've basically been about a 500 team since the first month of the season. No, nobody wants to run into your pitching in a short series, but you're not scaring people that much because you've just been an average baseball team most of the year. Of course, you just want to get into the tournament and then turn Schill and Pete loose and then see what happens. But you need to get there first. This whole Kansas City, St. Louis, Chicago triad lately has really been something, hasn't it? Step it up now. I didn't clear out an hour for open phones for you to bring me down. In case you missed it, the Americans did win. But they were down by 12 early on. They came back to beat Australia 89-79. LeBron James came up big. You've got to give that guy minutes. You absolutely have to have the ball in his hands. He's one of the guys that gets it. LeBron is going about his business over there. LeBron, again, is playing years beyond his age. LeBron fits in nicely in the international game. I want that guy on the floor with the ball in his hands. I know that Larry Brown typically isn't going to trust a young guy, but it's a young team. LeBron's the guy who should have the ball in his hands at the end of the game. Right about now, I trust him as much as anybody on the floor. And they had to have it, and they won. That's not to say that they're not going to lose again, because I think they will. But they took care of their business today. All right, next hour, Mike Hampton. And also Tim Brown, who is not going to end his career with the Raiders. Instead with Tampa Bay. I'm not going to let one bad segment ruin the program. I'm going to come back and open it up again to you. You have your phone number. You have your email. It's what is going on in KKKC? Was that not the third racist that is called from there? Hey, KC, it's 2004. Get your head out of your ass. Mike in Bugahaw. Dear Jim, between Ray, Willie, and that last idiot. They're making KC look like a city of bigots. And having read those, clearly KC knows this, so KC's coming in right away like this guy. Dear Jim, in no way does that jackass reflect the way that KC thinks. He was right about the great interview with Priest. Then he goes civil war on everyone. Idiots don't understand that when trying to run smack on another city, we do not want morons calling in representing views that nobody else represents. Were that guy meeting me downtown at Tanner's so I can fight him? Blake and KC. Good job, Blake. Now, I don't think that that's indicative or reflective of KC as a city. Of course not. Although there's an inordinately high number of calls that come from KC that sound like that. But no, I've been to KC, and that's not the vibe that I got. Although that is the third call from KC we've had like that. However, there's always that possibility that guy was not from KC. I like Kansas City a hell of a lot. It's one of my favorite towns, so I'm just going to chalk that up to a statistical anomaly. Dear Jim, we have the weapons of mass destruction. Signed, the Chicago Cubs bullpen. Josh in Wisconsin. Priest Holmes was great. Great player, great interview, very intriguing guy. That's why we put him on once or twice a year. You know, when we send our kids off to school or to daycare or to an after-school program, you hope that the people that are running the place are trustworthy. You hope that they're responsible. You hope that they're caring people who will watch out for your kids' safety. Your worst nightmare is that you entrust one of these people with